All right. Build the house,
Wow.
episode 3.
Week 3.
Um,
In honor of week 3, I went 0-3 last week on my Memorial Locks.
you did. I can't say that I did much better, even though I did better than that. I went 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
The craziest part about last week, though, outside of the mortal locks, was I'd have to run the tape, but I'm pretty sure, I think I hit everything outside of my mortal locks.
That's weird because I thought I hit everything outside my Memorial Locks, and we were very opposite on a lot of things.
We'll have to go back and look. I think I was a couple of the games that come to mind that I definitely was wrong on were Tennessee. But that's it.
You were wrong on the Browns again.
Oh, yeah. What did they end up? They won that game, though, right?
Yeah, they won the missed extra point at the end.
Right.
A half point.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to run the tape, but there were a decent amount of games that I recall, like Green Bay, obviously, which was a lock of mine.
Yeah.
Detroit.
We were wrong on the Patriots.
Did I take the Patriots?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I gave Garoppolo credit. I remember being like, I can't, I thought he was going to be losing his job. And then he came in.
You were wrong on Dallas.
I was definitely wrong on Dallas. Yes.
I was right on we were both wrong on the Bills.
That's true too.
You were very wrong on the Saints.
Yeah. Although they hit the teaser.
They did hit the teaser.
The Bears did not hit the teaser.
Yeah, that's sad.
All right. Sad. It wasn't. Maybe I'm just completely wrong.
You know what we need? We need a stats guy. So if anyone wants to, should we put a link at the bottom where someone can apply for our stat guy?
Yeah, I'll make a Microsoft form. I'll put it in the link below. Click the link below. Yeah,
it's an exciting job.
A stats guy because we record, I edit. I don't watch them again, really, because I watch them much the editing process that I'm like, I can't do it.
I watch them so I can remember my picks so I can gamble on them on Sunday, but I don't keep track of my picks.
Yeah, we're all over the place. But this week, though, speaking of how off we were last week, especially with the Mortal Locks, I didn't even ask for advertisers this week because I don't think it's right for us to take money from businesses that believe in us when we don't even believe in ourselves.
Yeah, but I'm very confident because of the way gambling works that we'll bounce back this week and we'll have some great sponsors next week.
I agree. That's just the checks and balances. It's the yin yang. You're up, sometimes you're cold, sometimes you're hot. And we're aiming to get hot again this week, starting with the Thursday night game tonight. At the time of this recording, Panthers, Falcons. Actually, fairly even though these teams don't really mean much. I'm actually excited to watch this Thursday night game. It's a fun matchup.
Yeah, it's a fun NFC South game. NFC South games are always entertaining, even when the teams stink. The Falcons are obviously 1-6, and the Panthers are 3-4. The Falcons opened as a 2.5-point dog. That line has since moved for them to be a 2-point dog. Joe, what you got?
I was all over the over in the Falcons game last week against Detroit, and they couldn't get anything done, really. I think that switches this week. I think that there's a decent amount of points put up on the board. I think Teddy Bridgewater is also able to get points on the board against this Falcons defense. I like the over here. The line, I don't see any reason why the Falcons want to win games anymore, right? So, I would take the Panthers at home, catching 2.5 by a field goal. The Falcons just they haven't proven that they can win anything, nor do they want to win anything. I mean, the whole thing with Todd Gurley last week was a debacle, scoring that touchdown. So, I'll take the Panthers.
Yeah, as a guy with Falcons as their mortal lock last week, I actually needed Todd Gurley to score that touchdown, which was awesome because I had it at 2.5, and if they kicked the field goal, they would have only won by two. Not so awesome as giving up a wide open touchdown to TJ Hawkinson in the last play of the game. But that's either this or there. I did realize that the reason I was so piss poor last week in my mortal locks is because I went based on my football knowledge. Obviously, my football knowledge is not great. I'm going to go back to the line movement knowledge. And in this game, we have a prime example of line movement in favor of the Falcons. I agree. If I was normally betting based on football knowledge, I would take the Panthers here. But 62% of the bets are on the Panthers. 55% of the money is on the Panthers. The line still moves down from 2.5 to 2. I'm taking the Falcons +2.
So they're begging you to take the Panthers.
Yeah.
Give me the Falcons. I'm switching.
Nice. I love the line movement sway.
I'm switching. Give me the Falcons. So that takes care of Thursday night. Sunday, 1:00 games. We lead off with a phenomenal matchup between the Steelers at Baltimore. Baltimore opens as a 5.5-point favorite against the undefeated Steelers. They are now it seems to be some line movement in favor of the Steelers. It's dropped to -4, -3.5 in some places in favor of the Ravens. Sam, I'll let you kick this one off.
Yeah, I absolutely despise this game. There is 63% of the bets are on the Steelers. 79% of the money is on the Steelers. That is why the line has moved down from 5.5 to 4. That's a lot of cash on the Steelers. I don't know if I want to go with the public on this one, if I want to go with the house on this one. I'm not. It's not going to come close to being a mortal lock. It's not any sort of lock. I think I'm going to take the Ravens just because they're the home team, even though that doesn't matter in this situation. Also, I'm just going to fade the public on both plays this game. The over under opened at 49 and went down to 46.5. 70% of the money is on the under, so I'm just going to take the over. So it's a full fade the public game, Ravens and the over. What do you got?
So my immediate reaction to this is the Ravens defense. Like, this all comes down to the Ravens defense, which I'm hopeful for. But based on your reaction to the over-under, that makes me think that if you're going to take the over, if the public is like heavily on the under, which it sounds like they are, that makes me think, okay, well then actually this is going to be a game that Ben Roethlisberger is going to be able to score. It's not going to be completely dependent upon the Ravens defense. In that vein, I kind of want to take the Steelers because, again, like I said, my immediate gut reaction is what is going to change this game? Why are the Ravens favorited at home against a undefeated team when their offense is not the same offense as it was last year? I'm not letting the over under get to me. I'm taking the Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Ravens, and I'm actually gonna take the under too, because I do believe in the Ravens defense this weekend. That's like your way to the Steelers are due. Steelers are due for a loss. They're due.
Yeah. I also have a football point that I want to make, even though my football takes aren't that great. Lamar Jackson this season has kind of been trying to develop himself as a pocket passer and therefore stayed in the pocket. With the pass rush the Steelers have, I don't think that's going to be really that possible for him. So I expect him to look like the Lamar Jackson of the old. Actually, I would love a over on Lamar Jackson rushing yards. I think he goes for over 100 yards. I can't imagine the line is anywhere near 100. It's probably around 57 if I had to guess. But yeah, I would love Lamar Jackson over rushing yards here. Maybe I'll make that my more lock, even though I don't know what the line is, but I'll look into it while we're recording. Next game, we got the the Chiefs at the Jets. The Chiefs opened up as a 21-point favorite. It has quickly moved to a 19.5-point. There's 59% of the bets on the Chiefs. 63% of the money is on the Jets. Joe, what do you got?
Well, I said last weekend that if the Bills didn't cover that game against the Jets, that they were frauds, and they are. They're frauds.
Yeah.
But what I question is, was it that the Bills are actually like really like the F word, or are the Jets okay with Sam Darnold? Are they okay? Are they doing exactly what I said I was worried about them doing with highlighting Sam Darnold's like strengths and using that to stay in games to make you think or make other teams think that they would potentially want to trade for him if they
Can I make
ultimately
one
are.
point here?
What's
They
that?
only they only scored 10 points. Their defense just held Bills in
It
check.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They like did enough for you to be able to say like, all right, well maybe like we can get some sort of value out of Sam Darnold. This is just this is so many freaking points. I get it, but when was the last time you saw a 21-point open in the NFL?
It has been that's 3 touchdowns. That is so many points. I've never seen it.
I think that this is one of those games where, again, like I mean, you had the Chiefs on the road in Mile High, absolutely demolished the Broncos. Another point that I was wrong about last weekend, in a snow game, and yeah, I just don't know. The Chiefs are a wagon. They are like they're scary good. I think that they would be my number one team in the NFL right now and absolute favorite to repeat in the Super Bowl. But this just screams like maybe they get off to a slow start because like their heads are so high, and ultimately time will ruin this game or will ruin their ability to cover 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I'll take the points here because it's just so many. It's too many.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same thought process as you are. Also, line movement dictating this game, with 59% of the bets obviously being on the Chiefs, but the line still moving down to 19.5 from 21. Last week we saw similar line movement with the Bills. The public was actually on the Bills, but the money was on the Jets. Same thing here with the money being on the Jets. I think I just have to take plus 19.5. I hate betting on the Jets. It takes years off people's lives, and after you do it, you're like, "Wow, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done." But sometimes when it comes down to a 19.5 point spread, you have to do it. What I would look into, and I think it will probably be like at minus 11, is Chiefs first half. But I agree that at the end of the game, time probably runs out and they just throw their backups in and maybe the Jets backdoor. Um, yes.
I think the real bet here, the real bet here, Sam, the
Yeah.
real bet
Yeah.
under. Why would you take the over in this game? It's 49. If the Jets weren't able to put up 10 against the Bills, do you think they're going to put up any more than 10 today here?
Well,
So
Sam Darnold's got to prove himself.
no. Well, I mean, like he's going to have an okay game. They're still not going to be able to get into the touchdown more than once.
What if it's like a 35-17 game?
No, the Jets aren't scoring 17 points. There's no chance.
That's only one more touchdown than they scored last week.
They're not scoring. They're not scoring more than 2. They're not.
2.
And Le'Veon Bell, look up. That's another prop. Is how
You said
many?
the Jets are only scoring 2 points.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
So you're taking the Jets. You're taking the Jets, and you think the Chiefs are only going to score 21. Do you think it's going to be a 21-2 game?
No, I think it's going to be like 35-10.
That still means you should bet the Chiefs.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I was saying the real pick here. The real pick.
All right.
The real pick is the under here. The real pick
Okay.
is the under, and I would also sprinkle the whatever the over for yardage for Le'Veon Bell. Take the over.
Okay. I actually, because I'm not confident in my Chiefs Jets pick on the game spread, I'm going to take the over because I'm very confident if the Chiefs can put up 43 points against the Broncos.
Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. I'll take the Chiefs minus 19.5. Fuck Vegas. I hate this line, but give me the Chiefs because I think the under is going to hit, but I think it's going to hit because the Jets can't score.
So you have like a 35-7 game.
Yeah. I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking the under, and I'm taking the over on the prop for Le'Veon Bell yardage.
Yeah, every time I think of this game, honestly, I have the score as 35-10, and that would be take the Jets or the Chiefs. But I'm defying what my normal logic is because I stink so bad at betting football games based on my knowledge that I'm just going to take the.
Another week, we spend way too much time talking about the goddamn Jets.
I didn't take the Jets. No, it's because they're so confusing.
Titans Bengals. Line opens at plus 3.5 for home dog Cincinnati. Has since moved to plus 5.5. I don't realize why this is so low.
I'll tell you exactly why. It's because the Bengals are 5-1 against the spread. They're just a cover machine.
Is like Gostkowski's missed kick last weekend really that demoralizing for the Titans to have a close game against the Bengals?
I'll tell you what, that missed kick cost me a lot of cash.
I don't disagree with you. I was all over the Titans.
Yeah. I mean, not that we should have been in that situation in the first place, but that was brutal. So you go ahead.
I don't really care about I get that they're cover machines. There's nothing in me that can take the Bengals here. Again, like the Bengals versus the Titans. Their defense, like a tale of two defenses. I will take the ability of the Titans or Titans offense against the Bengals defense to win by a touchdown or more. So I'm taking the Titans.
Okay. I 68% of the bets are on the Titans. 94% of the money is on the Titans. I think you know where I'm going with this one. I don't care that the Titans are so much better than the Bengals. I'm fading the public on this one and taking the Bengals plus 6. By the way, my line says plus 6. I know you said 5.5, but yeah, I'm doing 6. I'm hoping by Sunday it goes up to 6.5 and I can buy it to 7 because I like that touchdown line a lot better. I'm a believer in Joe Burrow. He doesn't win, but he covers, and that, you know what they say about teams: good teams win, great teams cover. So the Bengals, in my mind, are a great team. But the more interesting play here, actually, for me, is the over/under. I might make this a mortal lock. I'm actually going to write this down right now so I have it when we come to the end of the show. Look at me. I'm writing mortal lock number 1, and that mortal lock is the under in this game. It opened at 55. It is now 53.5. There's 63% of the bets are on it. 65% of the money is on the over, and it still moved down. So they're begging you to take the over, and I'm taking that under. Even though every time I've tried to bet the over/under on the Bengals, I've been completely wrong. This time, under.
If the Bengals are covering this game, it's going to be under.
Yes. And even if they don't cover this game, then it's like 20. Then it's probably going to be like 27-10, and it's still under.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. All right, what do we got next here? Rams Dolphins. You want to start this one up?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So Rams Dolphin line movement has not moved that much at all. Tua game. The Rams opened as a 3.5-point favorite, still are a 3.5-point favorite. There's 57% of the bets are on the Rams, 53% of the money is on the Dolphins. Joe, what do you got?
The Rams are so the Rams are literally like you can like from week 1. If you were on the side of the Rams in week 1, every week since then, you've flip-flopped. It's literally like you're just literally turning the page. So that week 2, I'm against the Rams. Week 3, I'm on the Rams. Week 4, against the Rams. Last week I was all over the Bears. I thought that the Bears were going to be a good team. I did mention in last week's episode that it was a tough, like, I don't know how to read the Rams because they had that one game a couple weeks ago against, who was it? San Fran they lost to. And then like this was just like it was a spot where they could show the Bears were not what the Bears record indicates. And I think that this week is another week where the Dolphins are kind of being a little bit disrespected with this line, I think. I know that the Rams just beat the Bears, but again, they're a flip-flop team. They're going down to COVID City. And I think that you have to take the home dog here.
Yeah. There's no
Crazy.
real line.
Crazy. Sorry to interrupt you. Crazy that I'm taking the Miami Dolphins plus 3.5. I don't know what this world is coming to. Dolphins.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say with Fitzpatrick, I'd probably take the Dolphins. With Tua in his first start, I think there's too much value to bet against a rookie QB in their first start here. 3.5 is not a great amount. I would buy it down to 3 if I'm on the Rams. Then again, this is nothing based on line movement and just my football knowledge. So the Dolphins probably are the right pick, but I'm buying it down to 3 and taking the Rams. Also, I think the Rams' last 4 games have all gone under. And I think with the rookie QB, Aaron Donald, I'm going to take another under.
I agree with you on that one. Jared Goff didn't look great
No.
on Monday. He had a lot of issues.
And Miami, I might be underselling. They did just come off a bye week. They were able to get Tua ready. I just think, also counter argument, football point of why the Rams are a great pick. The team really rallied around Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now that he's not starting, it might be a major letdown. I understand that Tua is their guy, but maybe there's some cobwebs in game 1 where, players are disappointed that Fitzmagic is not there on the field with them.
Tua's going to be one of those things where, in my mind, and I think a lot of other people's minds, he's just got he's like a spirit guy. Do you know what I mean by that?
He is the Holy Spirit.
Literally, he's just kind of like a force. And it is going to be I think he's either going to be phenomenal, like one of the best of our this current era of football. He's going to be up there with the best of them, or he's going to completely be a bust and a half.
Yeah, I know it. Well, I mean, you're really taking both sides of the coin there.
I believe that he is like I said. I mean, he came out. What was he doing at the end of that last game? Before the bye, he went at the end of the game and just sat in the middle of the field, just thinking. That's a spirit guy. He's in tune with shit we have no idea.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. This is I know we have a lot of bad takes on this show. None are really going to come back to bite us in the ass. This one might come back to bite me in the ass. I think Tua is a complete bust. I don't think I'm not a huge lefty QB guy. I don't think they're ever very, very successful in the NFL. You can only name a handful there. I know there aren't many to begin with, but Steve Young is the only lefty QB that really comes to mind there. I don't think Tua is that. I don't think he has enough zip on his ball. I think his touch is decent for a college QB, but in the NFL, those windows aren't going to be as huge, and I don't think the accuracy is really there. Yeah, I'm not buying him to be a great NFL QB. I actually think he'll probably not have a starting job in 5 years.
5 years. That was well, if you don't
maybe even okay. He won't have a starting job in 4 years, 3 years, 3. Okay. Yeah. Rams under. Give me a 34-9 Rams win.
I believe in Tua. I'll take Tua. I'll take the Dolphins, and I'll take the under. Colts, Lions.
Also, before you go on to sprinkle a little on Dolphins not to score a touchdown. Done.
Not to score a touchdown?
Not to score a touchdown.
Dude, you're just being rude now at this Lions, Colts, Lions 3-point home dogs over under 51 is down to 50. What do you got here?
Yeah, this line movement is actually kind of crazy. I don't really know what to expect of it. It's opened at 3. I now see it's down to 2.5. 82% of the money is on the Colts, with 53% of the money being on the Colts, or 3% of the bet. Sorry, 53% of the bets are on the Colts. 82% of the money is on the Colts. And the line still moved down to 2.5. Normally, the lines favor the betting of the sharps, so that has me a little confused on why it moved down. That means I don't actually know what that means. That's line figment. That line. I'm having a stroke because that line movement is fucking up my brain.
You need some help? You need some help? I'll tell you exactly what this means. This means it's going to be a field goal game-winning drive at the end by one of the two sides. It's going to be a 1 or 2 point game at the end of the day here. So I hate the line, but what I will tell you is let's rewind the tape again last week when I said that Patricia hadn't won back-to-back games with the Lions in his career with the Lions in only once or something along those lines. And I went with the Lions last week. They hit, so they're now on a 2-game win streak. They're not winning this game. The Colts are winning this game, but because of my logic, where it's going to be a 2-point game, it's going to be a field goal winner. I'm taking the Lions +3.
That's such a wild bet when you think it's gonna come down to half a point. Yeah. I think
if you buy the Colts down to, I mean, God, I wouldn't buy it down to anything because I think it's gonna be under 3 points. So I guess I would actually advise, even though there's no value in it, I would advise just taking Colts money line because I don't think the Lions are going to win, but I think they're going to lose by less than 3 points.
I mean, money line's probably -135. That's not that much use to be betting a 2.5 point favorite. I think I actually agree. I'm taking the Colts money line, but what I am doing. No, I'm not taking the Colts money line. I actually think the Lions are going to win this game. I think the Lions are a very good team.
3 in a row?
Yeah.
3 in a row? Back to back?
Didn't they just get someone, too, that's pretty solid defensively? They just traded for someone?
I don't
know. They did that. They made a move. They're in a win now mode. I think Matt Patricia has figured out this head coaching thing. They have too many.
Griffin.
What?
Everson Griffin.
Yeah. They got Everson Griffin. That D-line, pretty good. Griffin and Trey Flowers could do some things. I'll tell you what I do like even more. I do like the over in this game. Line movement is dictating. Take the over. And you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to run. That's walking, but I'm going to run to the window.
Your team is the Lions.
The Lions.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the Lions plus. I'd actually this is crazy. This is so dumb that we're gonna be talking next week about this bet. I would not only tease the Lions, I would take the Lions +3. I would take Colts money line. That's how confident I am that the Colts are going to win by 2 points.
You should just bet the range. It would be Colts win by 1 to 3.
Yeah, there's probably some solid value there.
But I guarantee we're going to be talking next week, and the Colts won by 10.
Yeah, none of our bets are going to hit this game.
Yeah,
I know it because of how good I feel about it right now.
But your money line would hit.
Yeah. I'm money line Colts. I'm +3 on the Lions, and I'm teasing the Lions. I'm all over that. All
right. Is the next game the Pats game? Yeah, it is. So next game we got Pats Bills. Bills opened up as a 3-point favorite, are now on a 3.5 point favorite. 57% of the bets are on the Bills. 54% of the money is on the Patriots. Joe, what do you got?
Both of these teams stink.
Stink.
As of this week, both of these teams stink.
I I just want to take credit. When everyone was still high on the Patriots, I told everyone they stink. I know I am a Pats fan, but at this point, sorry, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you finish your thought.
I say at this point, you just sell. You sell house, you rebuild, you do like a little Warriors where, everyone was injured this year. They get the number 1 or 2 overall pick, and then you just come back and you kick ass next year. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it felt like they were trying to hold on to something that is no longer there. The Patriots, even after losing Tom Brady, like bringing in Cam Newton, felt like this idea of, oh well, we're still the Patriots. Like we can do whatever we want, and no, you can't. Sorry, Bill. Yeah, I mean, I don't like this game at all in general, based on like it could literally go either way. I think I like the Bills to sneak this out towards the end. But I don't think I like them to sneak it out by 4 points. So I'll take the Patriots +4 interdivisional game. Bill knows them well. And I don't think I like anything on the over-under side, because I could see this easily being like a game where either it's a defensive or an offensive game. So I'm not touching the over-under in this game. I will take the Patriots +4, even though I don't want to.
Yeah, I think we just talked about running to the window. I think I'm going to do that again. I don't trust the Patriots. Just lost by what, 27? It was 33-6, right? They lost by 27 to the 49ers at home. I'm going to make this the combo with my Lions teaser. I'm going to run. I'm going to make it a 7-point teaser, and I'm going to take the Bills +3 on that teaser with the Lions +10, I guess.
Wait, what did you just say? You're taking the Bills? You're teasing the Bills?
Yeah.
You're crossing 0?
Yeah.
You deserve to lose that teaser. You don't cross 0 on a teaser.
Why not?
You don't cross 0. That's a rule of mine. You don't cross 0.
I've never heard of that rule.
I'm letting you do it. I think
Yeah.
like it's banana, like you deserve to lose if you
just
cross.
put it in the Joe box.
Right over here.
It's a Joe rule.
Right over here. There's a rule book. There's
Yeah.
a rule book right here, and it says you never cross 0 on a teaser. If you cross 0, you deserve to lose.
Okay, so you know what? That makes me even more happy then, because that means the Patriots will win if I cross 0 and lose. So I will be doing that just to hedge my bets on the Patriots actually winning. I have no play on the actual game, whether it's -4 for the Bills or not. I don't want to touch that. And because I'm so confident that this game will go under, I'm taking the over. 42.5 is just too low. This game's going to be like 26-21.
Yeah,
26.
The over under. Crossing 0.
Banana land.
Raiders Browns -3.5 at home. Over under opens at 55.5, moves drastically down to 51.5. Line, I guess, is now sitting at -2.5. It moved down a point. I think that the Raiders win this money line. That's all I have to say about this game. The Raiders are winning this game.
Why is this over under going down? The Raiders are 6-0 against the over the entire year, and the Browns are 5-2 against the over the entire year. That's something combined 11-2 against the over.
Is there like weather something with the weather? Like we've never talked about.
I don't even care. I don't even care about the weather. Fun fact, I was betting on the weather, start of quarantine when there were no sports, but I don't care about the weather in this situation. This game should end like 43-40. Why is the over-under so low?
When was the last time the Raiders played outdoors?
I don't even care. Let me check. They just played against the Pats. They gave up 45 points. Oh, they were at home. They played at the Chiefs. They scored 40.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is an upset spot for the Browns. Not really necessarily even an upset spot. I don't think you can really call it that. I think the Raiders are actually just pretty decent, and with Odell Beckham Jr. going down, the Browns are a little bit limited offensively. Shout out Donovan Peoples-Jones.
He still
But
put up 37 points last week without Odell. Odell went down in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to do with the over-under because I don't like the line movement on it. But I will definitely be taking the Raiders' money line here. I think they win this game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I'm not in the majority thinking this game's going to go over because 60% of the bets are on the under and 79% of the money is on the under, which has caused the 4-point drop from 55.5 to 51.5. I'm going to go against all my better judgment here and just take the over. I don't like the spread at all. I do like the Raiders, but I can see this game going either way. I think the Raiders, low-key, if they win this game, because this very well could be like a wild card, like a get into the wild card situation now that we have 7 teams. If the Raiders win this game, watch out. They could be the 7th seed. So, yeah, I think they have a lot to play for here. John Gruden's getting paid $10 million a year to do something. So, yeah, I like the Raiders. I'm not really going to touch that. It's not going to be a more lock, but I'm going to sprinkle on the over because they're 11-2 against the over. Just keep riding that wave.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree with you. I probably won't touch it. Maybe I don't really I used to love doing them. I've since kind of started to maybe like they're written in invisible ink at the moment on my rule book to just not touch over unders and teasers. Like it's pointless.
Yeah,
like you're ruining your odds based on one score.
Touchdown fucks you over.
Yeah, so I've been it's not quite there yet, but invisible ink, it's kind of faded. It might be I might have to like put like a little bit of bold writing on it at some point in the future. But right here, I think it says something along the lines of "Don't put over unders in your teasers." All right, last 1 o'clock games.
What point were you trying to make there? We weren't talking about teasers.
Oh, I was thinking about possibly putting the over in a teaser in the Cleveland. Like if you wanted to add, like for your sake, if you're going to sprinkle the over because you truly believe in it, then maybe put it in your teaser. Maybe.
So I'd be breaking 2 Joe rules with my teaser.
I mean, content.
Next game, last 1 o'clock game, we have the Minnesota Vikings traveling to the Green Bay Packers. Packers opened up as a 6.5-point favorite. Are now a 7-point favorite. 62% of the bets are on the Packers. 95% of the money is on the Packers. The line for over-under, this is interesting, opened at 56. It's now 51. 58% of the bets are on the under. 90% of the money is on the under. Joe, what do you got?
The Vikings are done. Like they kind of like realized their situation. I think they might even be so done that they're going to be moving on from Kirk Cousins at the end of this year. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have to spend too much time talking about this game. Packers by a blowout.
Yeah, I was on the wrong side of the Packers last week. Very, very wrong side. I regret that. Is Aaron Jones back?
I think he practiced.
Cool. Whether he's back or not, yeah, I agree. It's the Packers. Although NFC North games always are weird and interesting, but yeah.
He's still out. Sorry, he's still out. Alan Lazard is practicing now.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter at all. I think. I mean, the public is on all over the Packers, and if I was doing the thing I said I was going to do from the onset of the show, I'd take the Vikings. So, yeah, I'll take the Vikings +7.
Okay, enough with that game. 4:05. Broncos, Chargers. God. Broncos open +2.5 at home. That line has since changed to +3.5. Chargers have looked pretty decent. Low key, they're like the best worst team. They're
Yeah, the
they're
best worst.
they're a good bad team.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Justin Herbert
Yeah.
is rising in ranks right now. I think you know where I land on that just for that sake, but I'll save my pick until you give your explanation.
Yeah, I love the Chargers. I think the Broncos are trash. I know there's a lot of support out there for Drew Lock, but I think
Overrated.
I honestly don't think Drew Lock is overrated. I just think he needs a lot more time to learn the game. I think he's gonna be good, but that's 2 years from now when Tua is sitting on his ass backing up Drew Lock. I'm gonna take the Chargers here. I do see it at 3 points. I like 3 a lot better than 3.5. If it's at 3.5 on the day of football, which is Sunday, wow, I am out of it. Yeah, on Sunday, if it's at 3.5, I'm buying it down to 3. If it's at 3, I'm buying it down to 2.5. I'm on the Chargers. Also, kind of like the under. I like a lot of unders this week, I guess.
I was just gonna say, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but I'm like the opposite of you right now. Shout out One Village. I don't even know what this is. This is the only coffee I could find because
No
everything
sponsors this week. No sponsors.
oh, no free ads. This is a cold brew coffee of no brand. I'm like geeking out though. Like
Yeah.
I usually get like a 32 ounce. I had this small 12-ounce cold brew. I'm like flipping. So I don't know why I keep doing this to myself though, but I think yet again, for I think 3 straight weeks now, I'm going to convince myself that the Broncos are going to be able to score. And I'm going to take the over, but I do like Justin Herbert over Drew Lock. I think that they do, in fact, win by a field goal at minimum. I do see that your point of it being available at -3. That's actually on FanDuel, which is my book. So shout out FanDuel. Yeah, Chargers, and I'm going to take the over because I'm an idiot.
I just had to sneeze there, but it never came. Okay, so the next game is the Saints and Bears. The Saints opened up as 3-point favorites. They're now 4.5-point favorites. 53% of the bets on the Saints, 51% of the money on the Bears, so that doesn't really matter. 65% of the bets are on the under, while 92% of the money is on the under. The under has moved from opening at 47 to 43.5. I'll tell you this. I'm going to let you dive in, but I'm now realizing that there's like 85% plus of the money on specific things now. And I think it's just because we're so early in the week. So I'm basing all of my bets on that, but I'm sure by Sunday they'll even out. Anyway, what do you got for this game?
I think the question of this game, what really kind of like how I said the determining factor in the Ravens-Steelers game was going to be the Ravens defense. I think the determining factor in this game is who's coaching the Bears. Is it going to be Matt Nagy or is it going to be Nick Foles? Who's running that offense? I think that based on Nick Foles' comments this week, where he was kind of like basically just throwing Nagy under the bus based on his ridiculously predictable game plan week in and week out. I think that they spice things up here, whether it be Foles or whether it be someone else on that staff. I think that the Bears come back. They bounce back. I think their defense is still legit regardless of what was able to be done against the Rams. I think that they will potentially win this game. They always keep it close. I guess outside of last week. I think this is just a bounce back Bears game. So I'm taking the Bears. +4. And the under.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't quit the Bears. I've had them as my mortal locks the first 2 weeks of this show. I think I don't know if I'm going to make them on mortal lock this week, but I'm just going to do a quick weather in Chicago check because it is well documented that Drew Brees cannot play outside. Yeah, the high in this one is 39 degrees. It's going to be cloudy. The low is 29. Yeah, I think Bears plus 4.5, and I think I'm going to just, for consistency's sake, I'm going to have to make them my mortal lock 3 weeks in a row. So I'm going to write that one down so I have it as well. Yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. Let's see here. What we got next? I was just writing some notes down too for mortal locks here.
No.
49ers, Seahawks. We got the Seahawks at home catching that 3 points, that field goal home point that Vegas loves to give out for pick'ems. The line has now moved down to Seattle minus 2.5, over under 54. 49ers coming off a phenomenal performance against the Patriots. Seahawks coming off a disappointing loss, but a wild game against Arizona. Shout out to me for giving Arizona money line. What do you got?
I I think we both were on the right side of that game last weekend in terms of Seattle versus Arizona. We knew it was going to be a close one. NFC West matchup. Normally, always a close one. I actually am going to be on the complete opposite side of this one. I think this game is going to be a blowout. I still don't buy the 49ers. I know they had a great week last week. They just have too many injuries that are catching up with them. Debo's out again. Mostert's out. The Seahawks need a bounce back performance after being up 10 and blowing it last week. I think the Seahawks win kind of in a rout. I'm going to take the Seahawks 31-17, which in this case means that under. Oh wow! I did the thing.
31-17.
I did the thing. I did. Give the Joe score, but for some, the Joey Digest score, some.
Right here.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah,
there.
It's actually on your side, even though I said it.
You did it, not me.
Yeah.
You did it.
It's near you, yeah. 31-17 Seahawks.
Yeah, I love that. I think I'll actually ride exactly that. So it is actually Joey Digest and Sam score alert, 31-17. So you're taking the Seahawks and the under. For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, next game. Interesting fact about this game, but I'll get into after I give the lines. The Eagles opened up as a 7.5-point favorite. They're now an 8.5-point favorite. 65% of the money is on the Eagles. 65% of the bets is on the Eagles. 88% of the money is on the Eagles. Over under is at 43. Not much movement from the opening of 43.5. One fun fact that Adam Schefter tweeted yesterday: the Cowboys are 0-7 against the spread this year. The last team to open 0-8 against the spread was the 2003 Raiders. So in your mind, things must be due, but I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, I said at the start of last week, I know we recorded on Friday, so it was after the Thursday night game against the Giants, but I had said before that game to a couple of different people that I look forward to being excited about Eagles football like a month from now, and like right around Thanksgiving, when they have to play the Seahawks at home on Sunday Night Football again on the 30th of November. But I say this because after that loss to the Ravens and the loss to the Steelers, where they kind of kept things close, their schedule was as follows: Giants, Cowboys, Giants, Browns. And I said, if you don't think the Eagles aren't going 3-1 and getting back to like 500 record, going to be first in the NFC East, if you don't think that that's not happening, you're a fool. And I think that while I wasn't too impressed by the performance against the Giants, I think that the Cowboys are that bad. They are one of the laughing stocks of the NFL right now. And I think that their prime players, unfortunately for TFFL purposes, where I just shipped away like a ton of shit for Ezekiel Elliott, I think their prime players are kind of checked out. Like, I think that they're like, like I have my money. I don't really care. So I think their season's over. I think the Eagles definitely are looking to improve. They're going to get healthier, hopefully, as the season continues, regardless of Deshaun Jackson's injury last week. Jalen Reagor's back this week. I think that the Eagles win this in a large margin. So I will be taking the Eagles at home. I'd probably buy this honestly up to 13.5 to see what kind of value I can get for it.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of agree with your entire thought process there, other than really the star players checking out. Zeke might check out, but Cooper is playing on a year where the Cowboys can opt out of his $20 million a year contract. CD Lamb looks like he keeps putting on a show every week as much as he can. The problem is they don't really have anyone to throw them the ball.
Yeah, what's the guy's name? Dan Beducci or something?
Yeah, I fun fact, I had to pick him up in one of my fantasy leagues. I don't even know if I got him, but I had to pick him. I had to pick up a QB just because Deshaun Watson's on a bye and Jordan Love's my backup. But yeah, we had the Cowboys are bad. They look awful. They're down two offensive linemen. Zeke can't run the ball. He fumbles every time he touches the ball. And for that reason, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the boys. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. The Cowboys stink. But the Eagles also stink.
We don't know that yet.
No, we do know that.
They're not healthy.
Both teams lost to the Washington football team. Both teams I don't know if the Cowboys have played the Giants yet, but the Giants stink, and the Eagles should have lost that game. Did the Cowboys ship off to Marcus Lawrence yet?
I don't know.
All right, either way, I'm Cowboys plus 8.5. They're due. They haven't covered in the game all year. They're 0-7. They're gonna cover this one.
I don't like that. Whatever.
All right, last game of the week. We have another kind of terrible matchup. Just in terms of a game standpoint, the Bucks at the Giants. The Bucks were opened as 8.5-point favorites, are now 10.5-point favorites. 66% of the bets are on the Bucks. 65% of the money's on the Bucks. Over under is at 46 after opening at 47.5. Joe, what you got?
Typically, it's going to be like the first cold weather game here. Like this is the first weekend where you kind of have to look at the weather because it's changing. Oh, it's changing. We're looking at in New York this weekend. I know in Philly it's going to be like 42 degrees on Monday, and especially with this being at night, it's going to probably drop below that into the 30s. With it being in New York, it's probably going to be around like 35 degrees. Typically, I would be taking the Giants here based on that, simply just based on that, because Tampa Bay, a warm weather team, going to struggle a little bit in the cold.
But
guess what? Tom Brady played his entire career in snow. So I'm going to take the Bucks here. They are rolling right now. They are getting things moving. Gronk and Brady. The defense is also picking it up. So I think they're gonna roll the latter half of the season into the playoffs. And yeah, I can't take the Giants. You would have to give me like a Jets size spread here to consider taking the Giants. So you're taking the Bucks minus 10.5.
Yeah, I agree. The Bucks are an absolute wagon right now. Chris Godwin is out with a finger injury, but guess who's in? That means AB. And I know they've only played a half together, but Brady and AB looked inseparable. Gronk is back in a big way. Mike Evans still good at football. Ronald Jones really showing what he can do on the football field. I don't care about line movement in this one. The Giants stink. The Bucks are good. Basic math. And I like based on what you did last game with the Eagles, I might do it this game with the Bucks, buy it up to 13.5, and get that 2 touchdown spread and get some value there. But yeah, so that's that.
Real quick before we hit the mortal locks, do you think I think it would have been announced already if they were going to consider it? Do you think they're going to potentially flex the Eagles-Cowboys game down?
I mean, the
Steelers Ravens should be.
Yeah, it would have been announced already, but they absolutely should have.
Yeah,
I don't think they flex before week 12 unless there's COVID situation.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it because as an Eagles fan, I always loved like the primetime games. But it just as like an NFL fan, the NFL fan part of me is like, why wouldn't they have flexed this game? But since in that logic,
the NFL deserves to see Steelers Ravens.
Yeah,
We deserve that again.
I agree. That's going to be the best game outside of my Eagles fandom. That's going to be the best game of the week for sure.
I mean, for the division, 5-0 versus 5-1.
Yep. All right.
Anyway, yeah, more locks time. I only have 2 written down, so I'll let you go first while I look for my third one.
All right. I will start out with the Chargers. Justin Herbert, Broncos stink. I think that the Chargers, like I said, are like the best worst team or good bad team. I think that they will be able to roll against the Broncos. And I think that it's a buy low spot. So you're taking the field goal there. If you can get it at -3 by Sunday, do it. I think right now it's sitting at 3.5. I still like that. I don't really mind. I think that is 100% a lock. So yeah, Chargers -3.5.
Yeah, I absolutely love that pick. My first lock of the week, because I had it written down, I said more the lock under 1 is the under in the Bengals game. I know that defense actually isn't good because they've given up like 30 points a game, but I just can't quit betting that under. They're 4-3 against the over this year, and the Titans are actually 4-1-1. But I think it just evens out for the Bengals. They go 4-4. So under, based on all that line movement as well, I like the under. That's more lock number 1.
My second, I felt way too good about it to the point where I'm going to touch every single aspect of the game itself. I'm taking Detroit +3. I just feel way too confident that they're either going to win or they're going to lose by a game-winning field goal within the 1-3 range. So in that light, it screams lock for me. Obviously, because of how good I feel about it, because of how much money I'm probably going to put on all aspects of the game, you should definitely not take that, but I am putting it as my mortal lock, Detroit +3.
Yeah, my second pick, I just can't quit this team. I made them my mortal lock the first 2 weeks. They've gone 1-1 as my mortal lock. Bears +4.5. I hope this line moves a lot more in the favor of the Saints just so I can keep buying it up for the Bears. But cold weather, New Orleans, outdoors, not a good mix. Matt Nagy stinks. Hopefully Nick Foles just runs the offense himself. +4.5, Bears, book it, mortal lock number 2.
And finally, I think my bias as an Eagles fan will shine through with this one. But this is like the perfect script for how the Eagles get me excited for the rest of their season, get me excited for potentially a home playoff game. I think I have to take Eagles -8 as my mortal lock here. Eagles, Cowboys, like some of my favorite games of my lifetime. I can't stand the Cowboys. I love the fact that they suck. They're terrible. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. I can't wait not this to cut this out, but like for Jerry Jones to die without a Super Bowl. You cut that out though. I'll cut that out.
No, you won't. You better not.
Jerry Jones, I can't wait for you to roll over in your grave without a Super Bowl.
Does he not have a Super Bowl?
He probably does, but like in like recent memory, like teams that he actually loves. Okay. I love that. I love the idea of how terrible they are, and I love the idea that the Eagles are going to bring me right back in. I said that they were an 8-8 team at the start of this season. They are proving to be probably worse than that, but I don't care. I want them to bring me back in. I think they're going to roll this weekend. If they don't, then whatever. If they don't, they are who we thought they were before this game.
But then,
if they roll, then I'm going to be like, listen, it just took a little bit for us to get going here. Carson Wentz is right back to where he needs to be. I really just do. I do think in the Sunday night spot, after having a tough time against an interdivisional matchup last week, they have an extra couple days to get ready. It's going to be a cold weather game again for the Cowboys. Who don't care. They just don't care. I mean, obviously you have that guy, whatever his fucking name is, he's going to probably be looking to like impress and have a job. But he's going to have mistakes. I think this Eagles defense wraps this game up. This game, yeah, I'm going on too much, but that's because I'm excited for it. Eagles -8.
Yeah, you spent a long time talking about a shitty game, but that's okay. My final memorial log is the Raiders +3. I would like to be able to buy it up to 3.5 if that's an option. I just think the Raiders are actually a good team and keep getting undervalued every week. They've proven it by beating the Chiefs. I know they got mollywopped by the Bucks, but that's okay. They're a good team. I don't even remember who they're playing. They're playing not the Browns. They're playing they're playing the Browns. Yeah, the Browns are not good. I don't know. That line makes no sense to me, which is why the Browns are probably going to win by 10. But yeah, I like the Raiders +3 here. That's my third mortal lock. Fun fact about this week, we don't have a mortal lock off like we had in the first 2 weeks. And I'm happy about that because I've lost both of them.
What do you mean we don't have a mortal lock off?
Like we don't have opposite ends of a mortal lock.
Oh, right. Yeah. It makes, listen, we were both cold last week. We were both pretty cold. So why fight each other? Why not just help the people get money? Let's get back rolling here.
Yeah. So what's my season record is?
So you're 2-7.
No, 2-5. I didn't make 9 picks.
2 out of 7.
Oh, you said in weird. Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
You said things in weird ways.
2 out of 7 are like, I get okay. So 2-5, and well, that makes
you're 4-3.
I don't know. I don't like the way that you're saying things. Let me say it.
It's how a record gets said.
2 out of 7 total. Yeah, I guess. 4 out of 7.
Yeah, so you're 4-3 and I'm 2-5.
Okay. I'm just writing this down because I have to edit that into the thing. If that's how you want to say it.
Don't forget the Joey Digest score.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Right there. All right. Good episode. I didn't know. Luckily, no interruptions for the people at home. I'm at my office right now. I don't have a meeting until 10:30. So
you're an important guy with an office.
Yeah, I am.
They only give offices to the important people.
Listen, Joey Digest gets offices. Okay.
Hey. Build that house.
Build the house. You know what? I was also thinking about this. Sorry, I know I don't mean to completely run over here, but another thing I was thinking about, every time we transition into a new pick, like every time, or a new game, we always have one person says the game, the matchup, the line, and then they say, "What do you got?" Why haven't we been naming this "What do you got"?
I mean, I kind of like that name.
What do you got?
What do you got? This would be "What do you got?" episode 1. Build the house is canceled.
We were so bad last week that we not only have no advertisers this week, but we also got canceled. So this is the new series called "What Do You Got?"
Wait, are we committing to this name change?
I don't think we can at this point because it's the end of the episode, and if I have the title screen saying "What do you got?" without explaining that until the end.
No, I think what we should do is, you know how at the top you have built the house, so we'll just keep that until this discussion, and it changes to "What do you got?" And then next week will be the inaugural episode of "What do you got?"
Okay. So because we got no ads, we had to cancel Build the House. As of right now, this show is now called, like, right here. Right here. It's now called "What Do You Got?" How are we spelling "What do you got"?
WHATTA space YA space GOT.
You gotta text that to me. What do you got?
Yeah. Or do you want it to be a D or a T? WHATTA or WHADDA?
I'll do some research. I'll see like what comes up on Google, like what has
I think
better search value.
What do you got with the T's would be a very Boston way to say it, and what do you got with the D's would be a very Philly way to say it.
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it. Is with the D's.
So I think what we should do. I actually think what we should do to make it encompassing of both our backgrounds is WHATDA.
What do you got? What? WHAT
DA.
apostrophe or what am I
Oh,
thinking?
WHAT apostrophe DYAGOT.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you got?
And I think, although I do think one more wrinkle to go into this, if our Mortal Locks do very well, I think we have to go back to build the house because we were still build the house when we put in these Mortal Locks. But no. We spent too much time. What do you got?
What do you got?
What do you
Episode
got?
what do you got premiering next week?
This is the trailer for What Do You Got? It's a Build the House episode 3 trailer for What Do You Got?
The teaser.
Yeah.
This is we just
We
ran to the window and told the bookie, "Hey, what do you got?"
What do you got?
I love it. All right. Good episode.
All right.
We'll catch you next week. What do you got?
Sounds good. Talk to you later.